So this isn't the video I thought I was gonna make. Hello, welcome to Jennifer's Creative Corner. We're doing anything crafty and creative, and today we're doing a crochet book review because on the Pokemon crochet book. And then there's also a second one. I haven't completed a project from it though. I did complete a project from this one, and I have thoughts. Now what I wanted to do was a whole review of a bunch of different cotton yarns. I like to crochet amigurumi with cotton yarn, and my normal go-to was Hobbii cotton 8.4 and 8.8. But after their whole AI thing, there's plenty of video essays on the topic. Here's some. So I won't elaborate, but I wanted to find new cotton yarn. So I got a bunch, I tested them, bunches of little mini projects. Hold on. Little mini Pikachus, little mini snakes, little mini Squirtles, little mini Charmanders. Now you notice the theme with these. They're not labeled. I forgot to label them, and I don't remember which swatch goes with which yarn. I filmed the video anyway, and I was editing it, and I was like, this is awful. This is bad. So we're calling it an audible, because I did have this. I am kind of hyperfixated on Pokemon right now, at least the plush and the characters, not really the cards, because the cards, as I understand, is kind of a shit show. Anyway, I completed this little guy, little Pikachu, from the first book. So I figured I'd just review that. I have some thoughts about this. Now, I do need to work on my tension, because you can see he has holes in him, which I just need to work on tensioning my yarn better, because I used a 2mm hook, or was it 2.2? I think it was like a 2.2mm hook, which is very tiny, on this guy. Use Hobbii cotton 8.4. I was like, how does he still have holes in him? So if anyone has any recommendations for tensioning your yarn better, please leave them down below. So this book gives you 20 cute crochet patterns of different Pokemon. You got, hold on. I don't want to like show too much of the book, because that shows, so that's like, you know, IP and copyright and such. So you got Gengar, Jigglypuff, Woolbuffet, Snorlax, Pikachu, hi Bella, move Bella, Charmander, Dragnet, Eevee, Flareon, Meowth, Pikachu, Psyduck, Squirtle, and then you got Bulbasaur, Charizard, Jolteon, Lapras, Magikarp, Vaporeon, and Vulpix. And, you know, looking through just like a cursory flip through here, yeah, you get a lot. You can see I've even marked off a bunch, hold on, of pages here. Yeah, you get some like good pictures, you get some good, you have like the 101. Want to say hi, Bella? Bella, want to say hi? Want to say hi, sweetie? No, you camera shy? Okay, that's okay. Yeah, so you get, you know, the Crochet 101, how to make magic ring and all that, how to crochet. But I've had a gripe with this book, because there are a couple places in the body where I noticed I have a couple whips, works in progress, from these books, from the Pokemon books 1 and 2. We're mainly focused on the first one today, because I have a Snorlax, a Chimchar, and a Charmander that I'm also working on. The Chimchar pattern, I got so confused with the head. Bella? No, sweetie. I got so yeah, you can sit. Here, let me move the camera so we can sit together. Okay, I got very confused with the Chimchar, because they were like skip these stitches, but the stitch count would remain the same. And I was just like, wait, that doesn't make any mathematical sense though. How are you skipping stitches? Oh, hi Skimble. It's a party around here now. How are you skipping stitches, not increasing to make up for those skip stitches, and still making the same amount of, ending up with the same amount of stitches at the end of the round? I was just like, I'm not good at math. I struggle bust my way through math class throughout my entire academic career, and I'm just like, how does that doesn't work. That doesn't math correctly. And then I noticed with this guy in the body, so I just gave up and I got another chimchar pattern off Etsy, and I'm working on that one. Maybe I can do a review of it, I don't know. But now, with this guy and his body pattern, I noticed with some of the increase rounds and the decrease rounds, really, the increases are worded weird, and the decreases are worded weird. Hold on, let me see. Bella, move. Move, Bella. Good girl. Let me see. Hold on. I noticed this with the Snorlax and the Charmander I'm working on. So yeah, it says 2 single crochet in every 4th stitch, 2 single crochet in every 5th stitch, etc., etc., etc. But I'm like, why can't they just say increase, first of all? But second of all, that isn't, they say in bracket, they have in parentheses I can't show you because it would be copyright, but then they have in parentheses the amount of stitches. But I was like looking, I'm someone who's like, don't count my stitches. I don't really count stitches that much, and that does kind of work to my detriment. I'm getting better, but I would religiously count my stitches with this, and still, like, after like 4 tries, still not get the amount of stitches that they said in parentheses, and it was driving me up a wall. I'd be like 1 or 2 off. Like if they said 36 stitches, I'd have like 34, 35, 37, and I'm like, why? It was starting to drive me nuts, as I'm like, yeah, I know I could just add random increases or decreases, but I'm like, no, because I expected, because this was a published Pokemon book with the actual official licensed product label, and Pokemon is very litigious, and anyone who knows anything about Pokemon and Nintendo and games, like, they know that they're extremely litigious. Like, this is official. Like, it says, even 100% official licensed product. So I figured that they would at least check their work. No, they didn't. So I ended up having to go, here, I'll put it up on the screen, the resource I used, and link it down below probably. The increase-decrease calculator that I used, which was much easier to use, and it actually, like, used it right. Now, they also put decreases weird, because they would say decrease over the 7th and 8th stitch. And I'm like, and when I did the Charmander, where's Charmander? I don't know. But the point is, when I did Charmander, I did that wrong, because I thought that you would be increasing twice, decreasing twice, decreasing the 7th stitch and decreasing the 8th stitch, which then I needed to redo that Charmander body because now it's all messed up. But no, you're doing 1 decrease. Oh, you're decreasing the 7th stitch and you're turning, and it's like going from like 6, 7, 8. You're going like 6, skip 7, decrease 7, going to 8 is what they really mean. And it took me like the entire Charmander body and most of this Pikachu body to realize that. And now, if I read the beginning, maybe where they were talking about, hold on, do they say how to decrease? Like maybe, now when they're talking about decreasing, they're also talking about decreasing rows, but you're not decreasing in rows. Oh, decreasing in rounds, here we go. I'm looking at how they're decreasing, how they describe decreasing, and I'm just like, that's not really how I was taught to decrease. So basically, how I decrease is I get the back loop of a stitch, insert my hook, and then I go into the next stitch, crochet it together, decrease. But they're like, I don't know if this just doesn't make any sense to my brain, but they say insert your hook into the front loop of the first stitch, insert your hook into the front loop of the second stitch, wrap the yarn around the hook and pull it through the first 2 loops, so you should have 2 loops on your hook, wrap the yarn around the hook and pull it through the remaining loops. Sorry for the dog barking. It's chaos. Now you have 1 stitch in your round. But the way they have it, they just don't, the way they practically have it in the patterns doesn't make sense to me. And I'm wondering, does it make sense to anybody? Has anyone else tried these books? Anyone who's tried these books, because it's the Pokemon book by Sabrina Summers, and then the second one by Lee Sartori. Now, Lee Sartori sounds like a familiar name, so she probably has written other books that I've probably heard of. But the name Lee Sartori, it rings bells, but I can't associate it with anything. But I'm like, I've heard of it before. Yeah, that's my main gripe with these books, is the math just doesn't math. So, and it sucks because it's like, it's a good value. I found these on Amazon for, I think, $11, $12, I think. So, and you get 20 patterns of pretty popular Pokemon, and it's like, if you like any of the top, like, 40 Pokemon, yeah, you're probably gonna find. The second book has even more. They have, hold on. The second book is where I had the Chimchar debacle. Yeah, here's the Chimchar that I got stuck on, because they were talking about doing the color work for his hair. Yeah, they say 34 single crochet in yarn A, skip next stitch, 2 single crochet in next stitch B, yarn B, 2 single crochet in the next stitch B, skip next stitch, 34 single crochet in yarn A, 72 stitches. But you had 72 stitches in the last round, and you have 72 stitches in the next couple rounds. Okay, someone who's better at math, please explain that to me. Because to me, that doesn't make any sense. To the point where I just gave up. But the main point I was trying to make was the Pokemon they have in here. They have Snom, Munchlax, Clefairy, Chansey, Scorbunny. That one has an asterisk, which I don't know why. They don't say why they have an asterisk next to Scorbunny. Glaceon, Growlithe, Mew, another asterisk. Espeon, another asterisk. Umbreon, Mimikyu, another asterisk. Sylveon, Leafeon, Chimchar, Turtwig, Piplup, Slowpoke, Mareep, Cubone, and Rilo. I probably pronounced that wrong. But yeah, it's like, I shouldn't have to go to an increase-decrease calculator to basically translate your rows, to translate every row or round, basically. That's my main gripe. And that's why as much as it kills me, I don't think I can recommend these books. Unless I'm wrong. And I was just doing something, and this was, my Pichu was just air. And I was doing something wrong, but I'm like, I was counting my increases religiously, and it wasn't adding up. So because of that, I just can't recommend these books, which sucks because the Pokemon in them are cute. Like, look at that. Those are some cute Pokemon. Look at that. Look at that. That's cute. Look at that little Piplup. Little Glaceon, little Mew. Look at that. Look at that Growlithe. Or is that an Arcanine? But it's just more of a disappointment than anything. Okay, well, I guess that's a video. Me ranting about increases and decreases for 10 minutes. So yeah, follow my socials. Those will be right here. Go check out my shop. Use code CREATE for 20% off. You can get plushies. You can get stationery. You can get keychains. All sorts of stuff. Stickers. That'll be all up here. Again, use code CREATE for 20% off. And drink your water. Take your meds. Get good sleep. I'll see you next time. Bye. It's a shame, though. I really wanted to like these books. I really did. Just go find a trusted source for patterns, which can be its own video, honestly, trying to find a trusted source for good crochet patterns that aren't AI.